Welcome back, battle brothers and sisters, to the continuing adventures of the Slayers. This is going to be a very special episode because I recorded it, and then for some reason it didn't keep my audio sounds files. So the video recorded, I think the game audio recorded, but the audio did not. So I'm just kind of speaking over my filming, and we're going to see how it goes. I was planning on going to explore some of these ancient undead locations to find more items and challenges, and instead I stumbled across this group of 6 unholds, and I thought, I've fought unholds previously, but not 6. Since our guys are tougher and more leveled up, maybe we'll give it a shot. Might as well switch out to a heater shield. There's no ranged threats here, so that's why I swapped out there. Double checking to make sure everyone's got the most damaging weapons available, which are swords and axes for the guys in the back. I could have taken cleavers. Oh, here I'm talking about how like they've got shields and stuff in their inventory. I was already kind of full. I guess I've been heading back actually because I had a fight. I was heading back to sell stuff, and I ran across the unholds. I wanted to make sure I had space for any loot they dropped, so I had to put some of the single-handed items into inventory slots to free stuff up. And now I'm just fleeing so I can have daylight, so my archers will be a little bit more effective. So that's why we ran back a bit. And I think the other thing I was going to comment on here was that I've hired a new archer, who I think actually has some good potential. I like the determined trait, starting at confident. He's only got 1 star, but he starts at 58 ranged, so he'll get, he should end up with a pretty decent ranged ability. So, and then with some of his other stuff, a high resolve and high initiative. I don't know. The enemy, the Southern Kingdoms, they've got their gunners with fearsome. That's an interesting combination of fearsome and shooting and area. I mean, hitting multiple people with a fearsome attack. And if he's got a high initiative, I could maybe give him overwhelm as well, and not only cause fear, but also reduce accuracy for large groups of enemies. I'm not sure. I haven't really built that before, but it might be worth trying out. Giving him a few extra arrows just so we don't run out, and because we had it. So here we go, taking 6 unholds on. Ultimately the general game plan still gonna be the same. The guys on the top and the bottom ideally will try to move forward and isolate a couple unholds, hold them in place, and then I can focus fire on a couple unholds in the middle and whittle them down. There's no point in shooting with Eric here, because if they don't have any armor. Only the northern trolls have armor, or unholds have armor. So if I shoot these guys, they're just going to regenerate it next turn. So I'm trying to figure out exactly where to move. I think Torvald is going to move to that spot there on the bottom and hold up those 2 unholds. Oh, maybe I'm going to move up and I'm going to focus on the guys in the middle, so I am going to shoot them. And Torvald will hold the 2 unholds in the bottom. My guy in the top will hold the 1 on the top, and we can try to, focus fire here and overwhelm them, which is already not going great. My guy with the nice sword, I'm considering not moving him forward because, I mean, in some ways there's no reason to get next to that unhold and give him a chance to hit 2 people when he can only swing at 1 right now. And I don't necessarily, with my pole arms, want to move right behind my frontline guys, at least in the first turn. The unholds will go first next turn, and if they pick up and throw a swordsman and then step forward, and they'll get in melee with my squishier backline dudes. No need to do that yet. We can wait. If they push forward, we'll get to focus fire, and then next turn, if they get in contact with my people, it'll be okay. We can focus fire and kill them more quickly. Yep, just defending. Alright, now it's started turn 2. I was not expecting Torvald to get hit. Maybe it's my fault for not having him shield wall, although he had to move more. Yeah, too much to do that. You know, unholds typically have pretty low melee skill, but they're hitting me already, which is not a good sign. And I'm gonna wait and let people move up, and we'll get focus fire. And the name of the game is just damage output, so we're gonna do it. He's not hurt. He's not hurt, but we can start focusing on him. I'm a little worried, but his injury does not reduce his defense, so I'm okay with him moving forward and shield walling. He's just going to shield wall and hold that guy up. And now, since I'm targeting him, I've put some damage on him. I might as well move everyone up and focus fire on him. And you'd think unholds would be easy to hit, and they, in general, are, but look at that. Another hit on Torvald. He was even shield walled. So that's less than ideal. I mean, Torvald's one of my best dudes, so I gotta be kind of careful with him. He's gonna step in, shoot, and step back. I was hoping maybe I would do fearsome with my standard bearer, but no such luck. But that axe did quite a bit of damage there, which is good. That unhold is hurt. He can't step away because of his injury. But yeah, Torvald's already had enough. I'm quite happy to have him move away, which means I have to move Sigurd in. I think that's his name. To at least hold up one unhold and hopefully limit how many attack Torvald there. And at least he wasn't injured, he was just stunned. Another miss. Okay, that guy is very hurt though. I think with all my axes and range attacks, we might be able to kill that one. And that's the biggest risk. Ugh, another significant injury. But at least we do kill one, so. Yep, I'm going to keep focusing on the injured one there. And Baldwin, I think he's had enough. He's just going to move away. This is a bit dangerous for Helmer there to move in, because that other unhold at the top could get the high ground advantage on him, but I don't really have a choice. And Eugene here, Eugen, it's more important for him just to defend, so I'm not even going to bother attacking. I'm going to waste all of his action points getting a shield out, because he's in a precarious spot. I'm actually surprised I didn't shield wall there. But it was fortunate that unhold did not attack Eugen and instead moved over. It's also fortunate that they threw Torvald, because it doesn't do very much damage. And there we go, and I keep trying to focus fire on the ones that are injured. Eric's run out of ammunition, which is a good problem to have. That means we're doing damage. Yeah, and Torvald's gonna just hang out. I didn't want to put him on the low ground where he might get overwhelmed or have an opponent in higher ground, so he's staying on the high area. But you know, we can kill the one on the bottom, we can kill the one in the middle, and maybe the top two will run away. That's why he's moving down now. The top two are the ones that are free, so we don't want people near them, at least not injured people. Yep, that's me just saying, hey, let's let's stay away from those free ones in the top. I'm a little worried about Guido, but yeah, Grimnar's just going to step away. now he's at least on the high ground there, so if unhold does go after him, he might not get hurt too badly. And that one's... Yep, then we can start moving north to help out. I'm pretty sure this guy is dead. And I think we're going to use the cleave ability here, the special attack that does extra damage. He's already very injured. It does 50 to 174 damage, depending on how wounded it is. He's already wounded. Look at that. Giant chunk of damage. So that's a good thing. Maybe he doesn't have fearsome, but he did... I mean, he did drop the thing's morale 1 level, which is good. That dropped him another level, and that might finish him. Yep, they're just going to hang out. We're going to take the high ground, and we're going to see what these two do. I could run forward and try to tie one up, but they do enough damage, and they don't drop super great loot, so it's not really worth that risk. I was kind of surprised the one seemed to be standing there. I was like, well, I think they're retreating, but I wasn't 100% sure, so kind of making a battle line just in case. But, spoiler, they are trying to get away, which is the correct call at this point, after seeing their friends get slaughtered. So, ultimately, that's part of, I mean, unholds or any difficult fights. I mean, if you know when there's only 1 or 2 left, they're going to flee. That's another advantage you can play with. Focus fire and kill some and be prepared for the other ones to leave. So at least we got some treasure out of it. Not a huge amount of money, but we got some loot. No one leveled up. And we got plenty of injuries. Torvald. I mean, there's a reason why my guys, especially my frontline guys, I give a crap ton of health, because they need it. I'm talking about his armor here. His armor's pretty good, and he has what's it called? Battle Forged, but he could certainly wear more. I just don't have heavy enough armor yet. So I'm gonna head back to Nadelfesta, sell stuff. You can see we so I went there, got some money, healed up. This place has a plethora of ancient auxiliaries and some necrosavants, everyone's favorite. Again, we've fought in some of my other campaigns necrosavants, but some is actually quite a few. But it's not a few, because a few is 2 to 3. Some is like 4 to 6. So I've rearranged here a bit. Actually, Kurt there should not have a flail. He should probably get a sword. But, so my archers, shooting them is not the easiest, shooting the necrosavants. So I've given them shields and spears, just to give them a better chance of hitting, and a little bit more, well, a lot more resilience to attacks. My worst polearm guys also have shields and swords and are on the front, but in the middle. The necrosavants target the guys on the ends, so I want my squishier guys towards the middle. Now they can still switch their polearms because they have them. My better dudes, or best dudes, are really on the ends. Even Torvald there, even with his injury, he's still got 97 health and a lot of armor. I mean, that reduces his fatigue, but he's using a sword, and he's not going to be going berserk a lot this fight. So I'm okay with that. And I'm not going to take my new archer. This is a little too dangerous a fight for him. I'm sure I was saying something really meaningful here. I don't have any idea what it would be. I think I've already explained everything, but I mean, yeah, I've got my 2 best polearm guys. They can support pretty much anywhere an enemy teleports to. They'll have range on them, and I mean, while there's a plethora of ancient auxiliaries, it's not that big a deal. I mean, there's a lot of them, and you can't just completely ignore them. If I put just guys with pole arms in the front line, they would get hit and injured. I think the terrain here actually will help me, because I can put 4 guys from the front and block up the 4 or maybe 5 people in the front line, and block off that 4-person front, and very quickly chop down the auxiliaries, and then I'll have a little bit more freedom to maneuver and make a more well-rounded defense. Because we know the necrosavant is going to teleport behind us, so... Yeah, I'm thinking Baldwin's going to actually step in the back. And that way I'll have a little bit more shieldy defense in the back. And that's great. It'll protect my squishier guys. And the good thing is these auxiliaries, most of them don't seem to have shields. So they don't have shields, they'll be easy to hit. They don't have a lot of armor, and I've got swords that do a lot of damage, so I should, hopefully, be able to chop them up pretty quickly. Yeah. He doesn't have the banner doesn't have a great place to go. I kind of skewed my setup a little bit, but that's okay. Baldwin is probably going to get teleported at next turn, is my thought. We'll see it is actually incorrect. But I'm assuming the teleport and hit Baldwin are the guys on the ends of my line. But instead, I apparently was a little too close, and they teleported right in and started hitting me off the bat, which I was not expecting at all, because they normally do this. 2 teleports to get to the back line, get to the vulnerable people. And there's a good number of them. 6 necrosavants. So we got the max. We rolled max. Which is not a good thing. So that guy, at least that top necrosavant in the front, is not full health. That's at least something. And the auxiliaries are moving into the gaps in my line, which in some ways is good. It makes it easier for us to hit them. But it also is hindering my ability to maneuver and move around, so it's a little double-edged. Guido, though, if he can kill somebody with a single swing, now he's got Berserk and Killing Frenzy, he'll do more damage. Didn't quite proc the 9 lives on him, but that's a good start. Yep, and that guy is weak, so we can target and maybe kill him quickly. Good damage, good damage. Yep, he's got plenty of targets to hit. And I kind of want... My guy at the axe at top also has Berserk, so... He can't throw javelins, so he's just going to stab that guy and not do much. Kurt, his armor's gone already. So I tried to go for a kill. I thought that would be Kurt's best defense. If I could kill one of them. Now I just have to hope he doesn't get destroyed. Or we could take a gamble and go that route. And it paid off. I still can't rotate and completely save Kurt, but at least I can... now it's Kurt's defense is what's going to protect him at this point. And can we finish here? Or do we take him out? I was hoping I'd kill him in Berserk and get 2. I did not, unfortunately. But now I can throw. So we'll see if that will be enough to kill the necrosavant. Not quite. I did proc his 9 lives, though. But if I rotate a swordsman, I thought maybe I could kill him. Didn't. Thankfully, he teleports away. He hits Guido. but at least my Kurt is not hit. And for these guys in the top, it's just time to chop up some auxiliaries. Yeah, I'm looking to see if there's one I can easily kill, and then I can attack with the Battle Frenzy, which worked out. Hit that necrosavant pretty hard. I'm a little worried about Torvald. He is completely surrounded. But he's got a lot of armor. I kind of want to swing, and I did. I'm trying to trust in his defense, which again I did it against the unholds and didn't quite work out. Maybe I should have shield walled instead. We'll see if I made a mistake. But you can see the yeah. So I want to see if I can swing and kill him, because if I pull out my cleaver and hit the necrosavant and kill him, I won't be able to pull out the axe and swing and hit somebody. So I wanted to mix it up a little bit. Unfortunately, he missed, so it didn't work out like I had hoped. And I wanted Helmer to go help out back there, so again, we risked getting hit, but it paid off. Can Sigurd help out? Probably not. He's going to have to just stab ineffectively. Did some damage, but... Yep. Spread the love. Yep, Torvald's getting hit. I was kind of surprised that they're going to hit Guido there. Torvald's getting hit a lot, but his battle forge and heavy armor is enough. He's taken quite a few hits, and he's not a critical yet. And actually, I'm kind of glad they pushed him back. That gives me maybe some more options. Standard bearer still not hitting. Eric can throw now, though. He's not going to get the bonus to damage because he's got a shield in his offhand, but now he can pull the cleaver out because there's plenty of targets next to him if he gets berserk. And he can easily chop these guys up if he hits them. There's always a caveat. Alright. He doesn't have a lot of options, so he's just going to rest and hopefully survive. But, maybe? Nope. I mean, those percentages to hit are pretty high, and we're not doing well with them. But we can rotate the wounded guys out. So I'm worried about Torvald, but everybody else is basically doing okay, at least. Yeah, I'm trying to see where Sigmund can go. He's not going to get to walk by that time. But it's good. He was on the edge. That did prompt one necrosavant to go after him, and Torvald got wrecked. So I have to save him at this point. Somebody has to go in there and rotate him out, and then surround him so he doesn't get attacked. But I've got people who can do that, potentially. Just not the guys up top here. He's going to lose 20 health from his bleeding total, so he'll survive that. I could move there and throw, but then I'm not going to be able to rotate Torvald out. So my ranged guy's going to have to wait until someone can rotate Torvald out and let him move. And it's not going to be him. Helmer, it would take 6 movement to get there, and then 3 to rotate. He's got plenty of fatigue, so he could just do it. And typically, necrosavants will target people who are exposed more, so Torvald's in pretty good shape if he stays where he is. But this will help even more. I mean, killing one will help even more, but he'll move back. Guido can take a swing with the old axe. Finally got a hit. He'll stay where he is instead of stepping forward where he might get isolated. Kurt, who's at full armor and full health, he's going to step out and kind of expose himself in shield wall. Hopefully they'll attack him. And Sigmund might as well just go for it. He ain't scared. And he's not really that injured. So he'll just shield wall, and we'll see if we could put some bait out for the last necrosavant and see if he bites. And I've got bandages. I might as well slap one on. Oh, he can't because it takes 6 action points. So he's just going to sit there and bleed out. And he does teleport and take the bait. Well, bandage Torvald. Not that Torvald was gonna die, but you know, the more damage he takes, the longer it takes for him to heal for the next fight. It's a little dangerous when you're rushing forward like this, trying to get the necrosavant, because then you expose people, and then he can teleport back and hit them. So, but we were okay. Took some damage. A couple people got pretty hurt. 2 chalices, so a lot of money. Shimmering ashes are worth a lot, and you can do some stuff with them. And of course, a lot more kopeshes. So I have some. They're valuable, and if you need cleavers, they're top tier. So got rid of some less than ideal treasure. Did level Eugen up. So of course. Melee. I mean, he needs health. His health's terrible. We gave him dodge. He's got light armor, so I put some more into his initiative. And I'm looking at perks trying to figure out what to do. Berserk's not going to be good for him because he's not going to get to swing multiple times. His fatigue's just too low. But Killing Frenzy, I mean, his accuracy's enough, he will hit things, and if you hit things with a big weapon, that means you'll probably be killing things, so getting a bonus to damage is not a bad one for him. We've got one undead location knocked out. I went up to Edelwald here. Why was I doing that? Oh, I was going back and forth selling items, and they've got a taxidermist up there, so I wanted to see what they could make with like the unhold heart and crap that I found. I mean, really, aside from unhold pelts, or yeah, the snow pelts and the skin and stuff, there's not a lot you can do. But they've got a 2,000 crown, basically, I mean, 80 crowns up to 30 heads. So 2,400 bucks. And it's just to patrol. Yeah, here you can, I mean, Happy Powder has its uses for some things, but it's not something I need. And 40 bucks for some provisions when I could just sell the unhold heart. It's not worth it. Yeah, so I can come in here, look at unhold hearts are worth 171. So I'll sell some of his ashes as well. The other stuff I can craft into useful things like necklaces that boost resolve. Alright, so the nice thing is I'm going to Torfval and then Neudorf and then back to Edelwald. It's an easy patrol, but this is a perfect excuse to go check out that location, kill those bandits, and those heads all count towards my patrol. So I can get a challenging fight for all of you, hopefully get some neat items or money, and I'll get a shitload of extra money because I'm killing bandits. So we'll see. I have a Hedge Knight, I have a Swordmaster. They have the Robber Baron. They have a champion. Now the last champion we fought, Raider champion, that we took that sword from, he wasn't that hard. So hopefully, maybe this guy won't be as bad either. I mean, ultimately, there's only some archers, so it's not a lot, and a plethora of raiders. We can cut through them pretty quickly now. But from learning from our last lesson, I mean, this guy is new. I want to get him some experience. He's got decent accuracy in a crossbow, so we'll drop out one of our fighters and add in our third archer. And this way, if they want to trade shots with us, we just increased our range capability quite a bit. I look around at my frontline guys and I figure, well, first of all, I have to rearrange everything. I'm still in my necrosavant fighting formation. So I'm going to skip ahead, come back. I have a bunch of guys with kite shields, and I've got some ranged defense that I've learned from, hopefully. I'm not sure what else I would be explaining here. Yeah. The locations on the plains, so it should be a fairly straight up fight. Oh, I was resting to see, because I had some guys who were injured, and as I'm resting, that group of 17 other brigands appears to the north. I don't want to fight them both, so that's my cue. I can't rest anymore. I have to go in with what I've got. And you can see I've got kite shields now on the weakest range defense people. I'm handing out backup weapons and clearing up some inventory slots, so I can take all the loot, hopefully. I'm not worried about... I've got the axes for my best polearm guys. I don't need the hammers. I mean, raiders don't have a lot of armor, and I may want to try to steal the leader or the robber baron's armor. And Torvald, he's at 63 health. Even with his injury that reduces his health, I mean, 63 health is like a normal person, so it's a little risky to put him out there, but he's also one of my best fighters, so I'm kind of obligated to take him. And I've got all 3 archers, so they should be good to go. So let's go. I was thinking about giving one of my guys a handgun and trying it out, but I haven't used them much. I'm less comfortable with them, so we're going to just go with the crossbows. Stick with what we know. Crossbows and throwing weapons. Yep. And it was close. There was a good chance by midday that injury would have healed and Torvald would be a lot healthier, but nope, gotta go now before those guys catch me. Alright, so got some high ground, so I can rain some shots down on them if they want to stay back. A short bow is not too big a threat. They've got two-handed guys with no shields in the front, which is nice. That's a good target. So I'll move some people up there, but I want the archers. Well, originally I wanted to be archers. Now if they're going to actually rush me, that changes the calculus a little bit. I was going to put them up on the high ground, but that may not be the option anymore. And since that guy was closest, we just shot him. He, though, he can move up there and shoot from there, so we'll go for the weaker guy and get a headshot. So that's his, that's a very good omen for Sigmund there. His first shot ever, the across-the-board Kobe. Yeah, we'll just keep our battle line for the most part where it is. And that's a couple hits now in the standard bearer, which is not ideal. I'm kind of surprised I've only got a few who've stepped out, and a lot of them are still staying back. I'm not really sure what the plan is. I do see another crossbow, which is not ideal. And as I see the second row, I look up. I hadn't looked at the numbers. There's 24 of them left, so there's quite a few. Guido, yep, we don't have any shot, so I'll step back for some cover. My shield guys can just shield wall because they're going to get shot at. And in fact, he's going to step down to get the bonus. And then they'll share. And then he'll step on the high ground. He provides cover. And he doesn't need... I don't think he needs to shield wall. With a kite shield on high ground, he probably won't get hit. And... yep. There's somebody. The robber baron himself with throwing axes. It looks like the bandits have quite a few throwing weapons. And that's the other bandit leader. Not the champion on the bottom there. He's got some targets. That guy looks pretty easy to hit with no shield or anything, so... didn't get the face shot, but did injure him. Step back just so I don't get my new archer in melee if they decide to rush forward. I'm kind of tempted. I could shoot him, but his armor didn't look great. But I figured I'd go for the weaker guy first. And I was thinking it'd be funny if that deviated, hit the crossbowman. It looked like it was going to, but it missed, unfortunately. But yeah, the two bandit leaders don't have great armor. Their helmets are okay, but I've already got plenty of those. Their body armor is mediocre, so I don't need to knife them down. I can just slaughter them. I'm assuming the champion bandit leader must have some kind of magic weapon, because everything else about him looks mundane at this point. And I don't know why that crossbowman stepped out in the open. That was the absolute worst place for him to go. The only thing protecting him was cover, and now he's just given that up. And we'll just hang out. Ow, ow. I mean, the good thing is, well, I'm saying ow, I mean, I'm being hit, and it's not actually doing that much damage. And with the addition of the kite shields and the shield walling, actually a lot of those ranged attacks are failing. I'm not sure what I'm checking out on the robber baron there. Yep, that's him. He's still there. He's still there with mediocre armor and throwing axes. And he's still there too. Yep. Still there. I'm sure I had something very meaningful to say. It just escapes me. I might have been considering rushing forward. It's like, hey, I mean... instead of having those guys stand back there and throw stuff at me, maybe I'll just rush forward. Because I can kill things much more quickly if I get into melee. Yeah, I think that might be what I'm thinking here. I'm trying to decide, you know, if he goes there, then who's... I don't want to have a big gap between the guys on the hill and that little fight there between with the champion. And then I got to move someone into contact with that guy. I don't even know what weapon that guy in the bottom has. So Kurt with the flail. There's a couple guys with no helmets up there. He can kind of cover the middle ground. Torvald with a hammer against a guy with no shield. That seems like a pretty safe bet, so maybe he'll run in there. Or I could put him there. And I could have Sigmund go fight that guy. As soon as I saw that now, I'm thinking that was the wrong decision. Why wouldn't I have the hammer go after the raider? But the lord, but... I'm more worried about fighting in the middle, but if I put Guido there, he can support either against the champion or the bandit lord at the bottom. And since he has the polearm perk, he could take 2 steps and swing, which is great. He missed one of them, but hey, you can't hit every shot. Let's try to take that guy out. Didn't take him out, but we hurt him. He could try to finish him, which he does, and then he can berserk and shoot again at somebody. I'm thinking about protecting those two, but they're probably out of range for most shooting. And this way, my guy who's protecting them can be on the high ground against anyone who rushes him. So this may be a better position for him. And I'll just protect the guys in my back line. And that guy's got a greatsword, which is kind of dangerous. And there's pole arms coming in. So my guy in the bottom there is actually in a little bit of trouble. A little bit of trouble. He'll wait at the top there and see where he needs to go to react. %14 is not good to hit. 29% is better. 34 is better still, but it's not great. So he'll swing and step out of the way. Guido. I could step there, but he'd be exposed. And if I step down, the greatsword could split and hit Guido, which I don't want. But I want to help. I got to help my guy out in the bottom there, because he's not in a good position. If I could hit there, I'd kill him in Berserk, but alas, we did not. But throwing weapons, maybe? 42 isn't that great. We could miss a 72% chance in hitting that guy. This guy has no armor, so at least he's a good target for swords. Looks like we're waiting with my other archer to see about targets opening up. Yep, that guy's kind of dangerous and he's close. So I'll see if we can injure him. And then that will allow, when I do the area attack with the scythe here, maybe I'll kill him. Didn't kill him, but it did hurt him quite a bit. And he can step out of the way. These guys are shield wall. They're tough to hit. Sigmund is in big trouble. He's just going to defend. I don't even think I'm going to swing with him. I just want him to shield wall a lot. And, yep, I'm going to bring help down there, because we're not really fighting around the hill on the top. And Eric, if he can kill these people, might be in a good spot. He can go berserk, get his killing frenzy going. 59, 95, almost killed that guy. And Helmer is going to have to just stand fast, I think. Alright. Still a lot of them. 20 bad guys. Okay, good. Greatsword missed. Flail is dangerous and will whittle away at my armor. Yeah, we know exactly where that guy's going. Whoa! Whoa! What happened? The bandit, the robber baron, took his magic hammer and just smashed somebody's skull in. I don't even know who it was. But it wasn't good. So now we're angry. The killing frenzy begins. That was our, I didn't know at the time. They kind of blend together. That was, I can't remember his name. Like the newer, I think he was a wild man. Yep, we'll just chop that guy up. So apparently that robber baron with the magic hammer is a beast, because he did a lot of damage to that guy. I don't think that guy was hurt at all. Obviously, we're gonna flail headshot the man with no helmet, and we can just throw at the robber baron and try to kill him after I get out of melee. And that war spear does pretty good damage. Because that guy's there, Sigmund has to run. He can't fight a guy like that. Still, Torvald, because his opponents are shield walling, has very little option. But at least we hurt one guy. Gonna keep shield walling. Ow. That was very fortunate. It was a clean shot. No cover. So we lucked out there a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm confident we're going to win this fight. I'm not confident we're going to get away with no more casualties. My guy here on the bottom is in big trouble. But he's blocked every greatsword swing. And I think every polearm swing. But not every flail swing. Those do whittle away over time. Okay, so things are looking a little rough. I don't know where Magnus is going to go. I mean, he could just step up and swing, but then he wouldn't be inspiring my guys on the bottom. That's an easy kill there. But I can't use my polearm to help out. These are some easy choices, too. And now his armor's broken. He's quick hands. I can switch to a sword. Better chance to hit and does more damage against an unarmored opponent. Mediocre damage. Looking to see if there's anyone I can kill and berserk. If I get lucky, I can hit that guy on the top. I have not been lucky a lot with Guido's attacks. I think I'm going to wait, because I really want Eric to throw spears or javelins at those guys. So we're going to focus fire and try to kill that guy or break him. And we've learned from the robber baron, he's a little dangerous. We need to shield wall around him. Too tired to take a shot at that polearm, unfortunately. We can do the sweep. Does not have a backup weapon. I was looking to see if I could swing at that guy, but he has quick hands, but no backup. But Torvald finally hits, which is good. And we can put more pressure on the robber baron. And he'll just have to breathe and hope he doesn't get crushed. At least lowered someone's resolve or morale. Yep, can't swing. He can throw javelins though, so this might be useful. Has piercing wounds. He's got an injured ear now, which slows his initiative, so he might get to go before him now, which might help protect some of our people. Ow. Blocked the sword again. Got hit by the flail again. Slightly annoying, but, you know, my standard bearer's got decent armor. He acts in 2 turns. So we have to go for him first and fail, of course. I mean, Guido has to help out in the bottom there, but if I step forward and then they kill my guy in the bottom, then he's going to get rushed. So it's all bad. But we have to go for it and fail, 90% chance. Look at that. The robber baron wrecks my flail man. Didn't quite kill him, but now he's got... If he gets killed by that archer with a hatchet, I'm going to be pissed. Okay. Push the guy back. Javelins for the win. Yeah. Okay. He's got, what's it called? 9 lives. It saves him. But not from Kurt with his war scythe. Sigmund doesn't have great options. We're going to go up there and help out with that. That Sigmund is in big trouble. I don't want to step away because I don't want to give that guy a free shot. I mean, it's all terrible. However, Torvald here. Torvald does have rotate. His armor is in good shape. He could at least get him out of the greatsword. And then, well, I don't want to move him anymore. But a headshot, and he's too tired for another headshot. Yeah, his regular attack was not enough. So that archer has a chance to kill Magnus. Okay, Sigma at least dropped that guy's resolve. Oh my god, they're shooting at him. They're shooting at him more. Pole arm. Ow, ow, ow. Look at that, he hit his head. The archer missed. My two guys on death's doorstep somehow miraculously survive. He has parry, which I didn't notice. Okay, that's cleared up. 89% miss, of course. Yep, we're in trouble down here as well. Still. But I think to protect... I think he's easier to kill. I've got Berserk. That other guy's fleeing. Now they're all fleeing. So that greatly turned the tide for me. Sigmund there is a little too tired to reload or do anything. He doesn't have the crossbow perk yet, so it's very exhausting to use. And actually, Sigurd doesn't have that many targets. He can shoot at him, which may spare him shooting at other people. Same with this. If I can damage those guys, it may protect me. And I'm not worried about him getting in melee with an archer. Again, he doesn't have the one-handed weapon backup. But he doesn't have the polearm issue either. He's got the perk, so he can swing up close. If I've killed this many, the hope is the archers will run instead of shooting at my guys who have 1 health. I think Torvald can survive against an archer in melee for a turn or two. And Sigmund just has to get away. And just hope that the archers don't shoot at him. Same with Kurt there with 6 health. He's going to move up to the high ground, or try to. Yep, and they are breaking and running, which is good. Taking our shot at him. Another injury. So our new guy's doing pretty well already. Let's go ahead and try to help out with that fight. That was pretty painful. And I should have stepped through and hit the archer, but whatever. I don't need to switch. I was even thinking about just, who cares, and going back, but whatever. Maybe he'll get some kills, or fail. And I can look again to switch weapons. Old habits die hard. Yep. Killed and killed. And now the battle should be over. Baldwin survived. He's just missing a finger. If you look closely, it's his middle finger, so I'm sure he's not happy about that. But, you know, Baldwin was okay. I'm glad he made it. Yeah, there's me saying the middle finger part. Pointed right at it. There we go. Big Anselm's Battle Hammer. So now I have 2 magic hammers, which is great because I've got 2 guys with the hammer perks that use one-headed hammers. And really, hammers are kind of one of the more useful weapons. There's always opponents that need lots of hammers. So, you know, like a mace or a cleaver. I mean, But there are certain opponents you're always going to use hammers against. Swords are useful as well. Alright, I don't know why the screen suddenly jumped and changed, but... I'm comparing. So 34 to 56 damage, or 34 to 46, 34 to 45. So my old hammer does 1 point of damage more, maximum. And then 50% and 254%. So they do this, basically the exact same hammer is the main point. I mean, there's lots of different random abilities and things they can have, but we randomly happen to get 2 hammers that are basically identical. But that's okay, because the hammer's good, and we saw what that robber baron could do with it. He smashed some people pretty bad. Kurt here, who almost died, he has 6 health left. Look at that. Yeah, he leveled up at least, so he's maximum level. And, once again, got some pretty good stats. I mean, he's already got 117 health, so even though it would be funny to give him 4 more and that was a maximum roll, he doesn't need it. He probably can always use more defense, even if it's like 2. And fatigue's always useful, so. And perks. He gets 2. He doesn't really need quick hands. The flail is just kind of a general purpose weapon. Unlike a hammer, you want to switch to a sword once the armor's broken. Killing frenzy, though. Okay. His melee skills are not great, but it's like mid-70s. And I'm trying to figure out the last perk should be. So we'll just go with recovery. It's not great, but it's okay. Sigmund here leveled up twice in that fight. he was level 1. He's now level 3. So the student perk is great. Trying to figure out what the second perk is going to be, especially because for standard archers, I've got it all planned out for the most part. But this guy, I'm talking about fearsome. I'm talking about overwhelm. Am I going to give him dodge? Am I going to give him duelist? Is he going to be a dedicated gunner and not switch weapons? It's like, what? If I was going to start adding other perks, which ones am I going to drop? Which ones are less important? So I didn't know. So I thought, well, we can pick stats instead because those are easier, right? He's going to take ranged. He's going to take resolve because he's going to do fearsome. Oh, actually, what else is he going to do? He's going to do... He needs some fatigue. He wants dodge for overwhelm or initiative. So he's actually going to be interesting to build. I figured bags and belts is a safe bet. I probably should have taken Iron Will or whatever, the resolve one, since I know he's going to get a boosted resolve, but... Good, and I should... I don't know why I wasn't putting points in initiative if I want to do overwhelm. It might be because even though he's got a bunch of... He's got 3 stars in initiative, it's just going to be too perk hungry. Yeah. 2 good rolls, fatigue and ranged, and then he didn't come out to be like a hybrid, and I don't understand really how hybrids are supposed to work. But having a few points, he has been swinging stuff one-handed, things that get into the back line, so that's okay. Looking at other perks. Normally I don't take nimble on my backline guys. So for my archers. So trying to figure out which perks I'm going to drop and keep. Repair. All the good loot. That's worth it, so I can go back to town and sell it. It's probably going to take a lot of tools and a lot of time. We're going to run from those guys because we are not in any shape to fight them. And look, we got 24 kills. Yeah, I have to go to Neudorf first just to complete my contract. But 24 heads at 80 crowns apiece, we're talking already 1940 or so. So, yeah, we got a magic item, we got a lot of loot to sell, and we get a bonus of almost 2,000 gold extra just for killing them. It's not an undead location, so I don't move my ambition forward, but I think overall it was still a good mission. And yeah, I don't care about the fluff. Our one guy, Baldwin, who was hammered to death, he must have been hit with that hammer really hard if it chopped his finger off. There we go. Check prices. I could always use some food, and the food's decently priced. Shields are 15 gold for a round, so average, slightly below average. Nothing special though, so we're not going to sell a lot of goods here. Instead, we'll go to Nadelfesta. bigger city, better prices typically. And, you know, it costs a little bit of money to get down there, but it's worth it. And if you can see, they've got a good harvest going on. So bread at 35 crowns. I have to sell some stuff, but getting super cheap bread is probably worth it. So we can get rid of these cheaper items like that and just load up. Bread's good for 8 days. So let's buy enough bread to feed us for 8 days. I didn't even bother looking at the people. It's a little farming town. They're not going to have like hedge knights or anything. It'll take a lot more tools. But that's okay. Hopefully Nagelfest will have tools. They'll have better prices. Maybe. Yep, 17 for a shield. So, you know, with the amount of stuff we're going to be selling, it's going to add up pretty quickly. Already up to 8,000. We can sell a few trinkets here and there. Don't need that. Garbage bandit weapons. I don't need extra crossbows. I already got plenty of those. I'm counting cleavers. Like, do I really need 6 cleavers? Probably not. I've got magic hammers now. We'll keep one just in case. You know, we can give someone else a hammer, but don't need any of these bandit helmets. I got plenty of helmets and armor. In fact, do I need that many mail hauberks? Probably not. So, up over 10,000 gold now. Can't complain. Did I sell it? I think I do, yep. I sold 2 of them. Light helmets, in case someone who's got nimble takes some damage, has to go into fight right away, so yeah. Aside from all the injuries and the one potential death that we narrowly avoided, I think we're in pretty good shape. Am I thinking about selling more? Scanning through one more time. I got axes in case I find shrats. I've got cleavers in case I want to chop a bunch of Wiedergangers. I do need some tools. Might as well buy them all, even though they're expensive. I didn't need a bunch of arrows, but they were a good price. Deserters. Bastards don't have very good resolve. Disowned nobles don't have very good resolve. So, not the elite troops I was looking for, unfortunately. I'm looking for whips. No whips. There's a 3-headed flail, which is slightly better than a regular flail, but I don't need it. I'm not going to spend 2,000 crowns on it. The armor's interesting. I'm kind of considering the riveted mail and the scale armor, but the scale armor is not like the heavy lamellar. And then I think I was in my brain thinking of there's a heavy scale as well, which is I think the more efficient heavy armor. I think the heavy lamellar. Maybe there's another one. Maybe a coat of plates. There's one that's very protective but very heavy, and then there's one that I think is the heavy scale that's just as protective but a little less fatigue. So it's just a more efficient armor. What? Yeah, yep, he's got crappy melee skill because he's missing a finger and has his hand smashed. But ultimately, I think with only a -5 on his melee skill, I think he's still worth keeping. I don't think I'll cut him. And what else? What else were you thinking? Maybe this is where I'm signing off, saying thanks for visiting. Hopefully you learned a lot. We had a good adventure, found an item, almost lost a guy, and in fact, I can look. How much time's left? The show's almost over. So, thanks for coming out. Had a fun fight with unholds. Had a fun fight with bandit lords, robber barons, all that stuff. And I will see you next time. Maybe we'll take on some more challenges once my guys heal up. Good luck in your own adventures. See ya.